What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Yala, your thrice weekly podcast where we talk about the hottest news and some other people across the causeway with a touch of what, Terence?
Good old YouTuber humor, man.
Good old YouTuber humor, man.
Oh,
Yeah.
This is a throwback today, man. It's a throwback.
Yeah, it's a throwback. It's like we went back to the 90s. Went back to the 2000, the 20s, the 20s.
This is like when The Rock comes back to the World Wrestling Federation.
Oh, The
comes back
Rock.
from Hollywood back to WWE. This is what it feels like. Yeah.
Yeah, because in front of us, we have not only one of the OG YouTubers from Malaysia, but a self-proclaimed multi-hyphenate who writes, acts, does stand-up, and also is a budding business magnate / mogul who is out to conquer the Malaysian media scene.
Yes.
Yes. Welcome, Ming Yue.
Do I start talking now?
Yeah, can.
My opening sentence will be, it's actually pronounced Ming Yue.
Ming Yue.
Right?
Okay.
Just pretend like you're saying it right the whole time today. But hey, it's so good seeing you guys, man. Damn.
Wow,
Yeah,
The
man.
last time I saw you guys, I started just saying to Harish that was pre-pandemic when we met near my hotel for coffee.
Correct.
And then before that was London already.
Yeah, correct.
Damn, guys.
Yeah.
This is the Ming Thing that we're talking about now, right?
What
Yeah.
a place.
The
yes.
OG Ming
Uh,
Thing.
one half of the Ming Thing.
Yeah,
Ming
The other Ming is at home with 2 kids, so he's not here this weekend.
But is the Ming Thing still a thing? Like,
Mate, that's a question
Yeah.
that I cannot answer.
Existential.
We've not uploaded stuff in ages. I think content has shifted drastically.
yeah.
And unfortunately, it's not been a top priority, which is something that we say we want to change, but
Yeah.
we still haven't uploaded anything. So yeah, I don't know, man.
But so do you go around introducing yourself as like
Oh,
one half of...
definitely not. We don't go around introducing ourselves as the main thing anymore. It's
Oh, no
rough.
more.
We're just like, hey, we're unfortunately the multi-hyphenate thing is a real thing now. So we introduce ourselves contextually now. Depending on where we are, then it'll be like, hey, I'm
You're
from
a chameleon.
I'm a chameleonist.
Chameleon.
Just really a chameleon. That's
Ah,
what we're not. We're so poor, Malaysia is. We're really struggling, bro.
Yeah, don't lay on the praising Singapore too much.
Don't worry,
that doesn't
don't
work
It's
out
a
well.
thing with our Malaysian guests.
Yeah, the previous podcast.
Our Malaysian guests.
What
all,
the heck was Jason doing, man? Just call him out, man.
Singapore.
Jason, stop, sir.
No, because the first time we met you in person was 2018 in London.
Actually,
but, yeah.
I met you guys before London.
Before, yeah.
We were coming up to Singapore a lot way back then, during the YouTube days, right? And I actually met you guys like at probably one of the events.
Oh, at Google, is it?
Yeah, at
I
Google
think
and
so,
stuff
yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
Because like everyone was doing YouTube at that point, and then YouTube was so active in the region. We met there, and then when we went to London, I was like, oh yeah, this is the Singaporean guys.
Yeah. But I think when we met in Singapore, we had not crossed the 100,000 subscribers, so you didn't really give a shit about us.
We also.
No,
don't
by then,
think we were.
by then,
Were we?
you were part
I just wanted you to say.
part of the club, lah. Part of the club. Then
No,
me and
no,
Terence
no.
were like, oh, maybe one day we can join that club.
No, but the fact that you guys were in London for it means
yeah
that
lah, yeah
YouTube identified you guys as the best channel.
Yeah,
That's it. Or the ones that made the most sense.
That's high praise. That's high
Because
praise.
it was creators for change, guys.
Yeah, changing the
Takkan
world.
they're gonna get like 10 types of students in the classroom.
10
to do
types
it.
of change makers. Lah.
Yeah, that's what we want.
Yeah.
But no, you guys were there, so that's how we hung out. That's how we hung out for a bit. Yeah.
That was a fun trip.
Fun trip, man.
But actually, because a lot of people who listen to this, right, they don't even know what Ministry of Funny on YouTube was like.
That's
Yeah,
whack.
that's why.
So for you guys, like, what you mentioned a little bit, but what is your headspace about YouTube right now? What is YouTube to you guys?
So it's a struggle to me because I don't know if I'm stuck in an era where I go to YouTube for a certain type of content. Even back then when we were active, right? A lot of people asked like, hey, what's your favorite channels? Who are your favorite creators?
Yeah.
And the honest answer was a lot of my favorite creators and channels and stuff I consume on YouTube was never actually the genre that we were creating. Like we were doing short films and like sketches and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
But I'm always watching like at that time music videos. I'm watching like tech stuff, MKBHD when he was starting out, and all that kind of stuff. And today, like I see YouTube as like when I turn on TV, I sit down after a long day of work. I just watch camping videos and cooking videos.
Just veg out, right?
Yeah, I just like no, I don't know what I'm watching. I think YouTube for us, unfortunately, in the Asia region has become I wouldn't even say like the top 3, top 5 sort of platforms for people anymore. It's shorter form stuff, and I think YouTube thrives with long form content. They have introduced shorts, but I don't think shorts is seeing as much success as they would have liked. Yeah.
How about your podcast? Table Talk.
It's very split. I feel like even the podcast scene for Malaysia, we were just talking about it over lunch as well. Is that we've got a huge market for the Malay language audience and then the Chinese language. English market is unfortunately the smallest market.
Okay.
And that's why I think a lot of people are also jaded with like just content in general. There's too much saturated. And so we do upload our podcast to our YouTube channel. So that one's called The Takeaway Table.
Yeah.
That's where most of the uploads are going anyway now. And I think the best comparison would be like it's a BuzzFeed. It's one channel and then there are multiple shows under that channel.
Okay.
And then that operates like YouTube and Spotify. But for us, I think YouTube has become like, we know it, we have to use it, but at this point we don't feel very incentivized because I think clients are not. Brands and clients are they don't feel incentivized to use YouTube as well at this point. Most of ad stream and ad money in Malaysia is not going to YouTube. It's on Meta. Yeah.
Wow.
So that means now, like your creative itch is to create what sort of stuff?
Dude, for the longest time after like kind of like when the pandemic hit, like that was already like we were barely making anything for the Ming Thing at that point. So short films and sketches out the window because like we had a team and we were trying to just kind of like get money for the team to eat. I suffered with like, I don't know what to do next. I don't know what to create, right? And then when Reels launched, because I was never on TikTok, when Reels launched, I was like, you know what? I'm going to commit to doing this every day. So for 3 months, I made a reel every day on a daily basis. And that reinvented me. So people now, like there's a group of people who don't know me from the Ming Thing. People know me, hey, you're the pandemic video guy. Like you're making videos about like the lockdown and stuff like that. So that was me just kind of making stuff again. And then after that, of course, with our podcast and stuff like that. It's difficult because I think like you guys as well, you guys have created so much content. It's hard to pinpoint like what kind of content do you guys do. You got your long form, your podcast, animated stuff as well.
But now we do less YouTube less short form. Because I mean we did a lot of on the street videos. But now I think if we go on the street, it's a very different time. But even for me personally, I'm like, unless it's like a killer idea or something, it just feels
not
like
keen, right?
Yeah, there's an inertia, man.
I know what you mean, dude.
Yeah.
Or even pranking people. We were on the streets. The only one like really going on the streets pranking people. Very elaborate pranks. But now I feel like every other day there's someone on TikTok doing something outrageous. And it's like, do we really want to be part of that?
And the barrier for it has gotten like so easy to get in now. Last time you guys out there with mics and cameras worrying about the sun. Bro, now everyone's just phone jalan.
Yeah, exactly.
It's easy.
And then now, like, you get people like jumping into a rhino enclosure doing somersaults in Singapore.
Yo, what?
Yeah. Last year, I think.
That's crazy. That's mad.
For the TikTok,
Did the rhino charge?
No.
Yeah. I mean, the rhino was dancing along as well.
Listen, the rhino didn't charge money, but is that what you're asking?
No, I was just like, did the rhino attack him or anything? No, right? Or like press charges.
Ming Yue.
Did the zoo press charges? That's crazy though.
Yeah, crazy.
I like that. Singapore, you guys still got a crazy side.
Yeah. I mean, Singapore, I think that our crazy side is coming up more and more.
I have to agree with you guys on that one.
There's some crazy shit happening here, man. I think because whenever we look across the causeway, we're like, fuck, man, there's so much crazy shit.
We're missing out.
I
actually have a theory that Singaporeans actually are crazier than Malaysians.
In what way?
High pressure society creates, like when there's pressure, you create like, there's tension, right? And then when you let go, when there's room and there's a vacuum, right? Crazy is amplified. Malaysia is consistently crazy, so you expect stupidity on a regular basis. But Singapore catches you with your pants down. That's my theory, and that's why people jump into the rhino cage and shit. That's stupid. Like what the heck?
I mean, Malaysia, no one jumps into like.
No. Malaysia people are they're trying to f the horses and goats, bro.
Oh, serious? Like it came up recently, is it?
It's not. I think it's periodically people are still doing it.
I mean, Singapore, the crazy thing. Singapore, the thing with horses, you see them on the road once in a while, and everyone loses their shit.
Yeah, that's
But
wild.
in Malaysia, people screw horses.
I think the rural areas when there's not a lot of entertainment.
Wow.
People get up to weird stuff.
Okay.
I don't want to say it's a common thing.
Yeah.
But you still hear
happens,
about it once in a while. Yeah.
I see.
We're just talking about
bring it back to serious stuff.
Segue back
from
into
the screwing the horses and things like that. Because I think that's a whole topic by itself, right?
Yeah.
I think YouTube in Singapore, as much as we say, global trends, TikTok, everything, I think there was also sort of an implosion that happened in the YouTube scene here.
Oh, do tell.
They're kind of just like...
Which one was this?
Yeah, which one? Yeah,
no, remember the days of early days of YouTube where everyone's collaborating, let's meet up, let's talk ideas, I be in your video, you in mine and all that. I'm sure it still happens to some extent for TikTokers and all that now. But back then, there was such a warm, welcoming environment.
A community, man.
Yeah. And you know, like meeting you at Google and YouTube and all.
Yeah.
And then I think Malaysia also, you all had that golden
we
period,
did have
right?
like collabs and stuff. So,
Yeah.
but I know what you mean, man.
Was there a similar like implosion that happened in the scene?
No, I have to say, I think again, Singaporeans take it to the next
Crazy,
level. You guys had drama that we were like, whoa, this tea is crazy. I didn't order this, you know.
Yeah.
Malaysia, I think not dramatically very boring. That being said, the Chinese and Malay scene got drama. The Chinese scene, wow, people cheat money, steal money, all this kind of mad shit. The like the OGs, like, you know, us, Genie Boy, Grimfield, Dan Koo, Joseph, Giovanni, we all just grew old and we were like, we got a family, we got a team to feed.
Yeah.
We still see each other, we still hang out, we still talk, but we no drama.
But I can't remember who told me that Malaysia started off maybe a bit more drama, then everyone put their differences aside. Singapore was the other way. Singapore started off with wow, then after that people start drawing lines and all.
But again, to say drama is an overstatement. Malaysia is chill to the bone, dude. Like, we are so boring that we're like, hey, don't agree on the same place to eat is drama.
Is it?
That's how boring we were. So even then, so to say that there was drama, very little. It's just like, you don't friend me? That's it. That's it.
Okay. You think it's because like what you said, around you, like, I mean, let's say politics there's so much craziness there that you all are like, okay, like, whereas Singapore is like the flip. Even though now Singapore politics getting a bit more drama also.
Are we talking about politics in the scene or like politics?
No, politics.
Malaysia is just 100. We're revving at 100 every day.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's whack.
It's crazy.
I'm entertained by my own country's politics. Like, sometimes I'm just like, how did this make the media? Like, this is crazy.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, wait, this is said by a minister. Wait, how did this minister make it into parliament, right?
So then, like, your day-to-day, because in Singapore now, I think people are caring more about politics more than ever before.
Yeah.
Partly because parliament live stream is getting spicy.
No, dude, the minute you broadcast that shit, right?
It's great, like, it's great. Yeah, but then, you know, you still walk around in Singapore, I think on average, you're like, okay, like, we still got stability, we still got peace, you know.
100%.
And like, it's spicy when shit happens because generally it's not spicy. But in Malaysia, right, it feels like every day your tongue is getting burnt.
Every day there's a new, like, sometimes you don't, like, you think you know what's going to happen. Like, the saga you're following, it's like, oh, this one's going to unravel this way, right? Then suddenly someone throw in a shoe and like, hey, bro, this person gay. Like, hey, wait, what? Got gay sex tape. Hey, are you sure? It's mad, bro. It's legit crazy.
So then when you walk around, is there the thought that, okay, shit, these people could fuck a lot of things up? Or you're like, you know what, this thing has been going on for so long.
Like, when you say these people, you're talking about like the government.
Politicians,
Bro, it's so funny that you would say that. Like, if Singaporeans have ever felt a moment that you're like, oh, this country is going to the docks, right? Bro, we are in like the slums, bro. Like, we are literally around docks every day. Like, it's gotten to the point that I honestly don't know Malaysians who have that sentiment. They're like, oh, it's gonna get worse. We are like, when you have no expectations, it's great, bro.
So like, you're just walking around that, you're just pessimistic about anything that's related to politics.
Almost that. I think maybe the biggest change that's happened is that opposition won. Like, this is like a couple of years ago, pre-pandemic, right? The fact that the opposition won for the first time in the country's history was game-changing. So that's when like hope was renewed, right? Or if anything, there was hope. Then of course, you know, some stupid backtalk politics, nonsense, drama. Then, you know, some other people came into power and all that. But then you knew that, oh, we've done it before, we can do it again. So then, you know, it's just like, yeah, it's okay. But we also of the similar thought that it's already been like this for so many years. It's not like they're gonna let it go that easily, right? Of course, they're gonna try to fight, right? So it's just, for us, it's just a constant reminder that it's just get the brown water out. You just gotta let the water run, bro. Right? Shit's gonna still be shit for a bit. It's gonna smell for a bit, but after a while, hopefully, it get better. Hopefully.
So that means there is am I right to say that the general mindset is that, okay, there's this thing that is happening. It's been happening for a long time. That shit. Life still goes on.
Life still goes on.
Because in Singapore, right, I feel the thing we keep being told and what maybe we grow up with is like, if the there's the opposition win, right? Singapore is fucked. You know, like
how
Singapore
bad
will
is your
crumble.
opposition? Is it bad?
No, so that's why like, I find it curious how
people think
you guys. Yeah, because it's almost like we have only known one political party, right? So you almost cannot imagine what life would be like. But whereas in Malaysia, it's like
I think it's because the ruling party for like all those years would like it was bad lah. Like internationally on a global scale, you knew these guys were sucking money, right? And that's why you're like the opposition is our only hope.
Yeah.
But even I remember like hearing that word for the first time, opposition, right? A lot of negative like sentiment toward it, right? And I think maybe that's what Singaporeans might have, right? Because that you haven't seen anything that's bad about the current. So you don't have I don't know, you don't have a hope in the next. Because ours is just like this is the floor, bro.
Yeah.
Like this is the base zero. They cannot get worse than this. Anyone else will be better. And that was why people voted.
And in Singapore, I think they market the incorruptibility of the
you guys do that real well, man.
So it's I think there is a sense amongst people here is that if there's something bad that happens, there is that one bad egg. It's one bad egg. You know? Whereas I think for you, what you're saying is that the whole system is
the whole
if
trail.
There's someone who does something good, you're like, hey, that egg pretty good.
This is a good smelling egg.
Exactly. And you know, like in Singapore, you guys might have the opinion of like, wow, this guy lousy, don't do his job. Malaysia is like, hey, he's doing his job. He's like the bare minimum, right? We're like, okay, what's the problem?
Go home.
Exactly, bro. Like people say stuff that just you can understand them when they speak. You're like, wow, this guy good.
But do you feel that like whatever you're doing now, you know, you guys have your own business, it's growing, and do you feel like, if only the government, the policies were better, we could be enjoying this or that?
100%.
Or you do feel that, like you do feel
all
that
the time, especially being a minority in Malaysia. It's a conversation that I've had to have with my business partners, with the team, with my family, constantly. Right, at any point of time, there was like, should we try in Singapore? Like, what would be the consideration if we just gave up everything, packed our bags, and then tried to make it in Singapore?
Oh, is it?
Like, even if not to set up like a content hub or anything, just work in Singapore, live there lah. It's safer, you know, it's cleaner, it's healthier in some sense because you walk, right? There definitely is that, and I feel a sense of like that one is. I know a lot of friends who have moved to Singapore, a lot of friends who have moved to Australia and then overseas for better quality of life, and I agree with 100%. I think for me, still at this point, I do feel a big sense of responsibility for my country, and I don't say that by blanketing that everyone who ran is like traitors. No. It's like for me, it's a personal thing for me. I do love Malaysia with its holes and shit stains.
Very different from Jason Leong, huh? Very different.
Yeah. Jason is a kid, so I give him that, right? I think for me still I have there's a sense of like duty lah. I don't think we're in a place where I can celebrate and be like, oh, look at us, we're great. Even sometimes we make like one step forward is 6 steps back, It's sad lah, but I still feel like the little that we do does go a long way. And hopefully that's also what we are able to do with the work that we are doing with this younger people and the content that we're creating as well. Not all hope is lost.
Well, what do you mean does go a long way in doing what?
So like if you wind the clock back to maybe like 5-10 years ago, YouTubing was never a profession. Creating content did not exist. Like the only people who would create content would be TV stations and radios, right? We've pioneered an entire movement of being your own content creators, being the whole entertainment that you want to watch on the screens. And I didn't realize how big that was until we started getting interns coming in who were born after the year 2000. And this is mad, right? Because this is an entire generation that I'm like, oh my goodness, I've never interacted with your kind.
Yeah.
Right? But these guys would tell you stuff like, I've always wanted to create content. I saw you guys when I was in primary school, in kindergarten, and I want to become like what you guys have done. And I'm like, oh, that's mad, right? And to look at the landscape today, again, not saying that we've done a lot lah, but to see that people have the desire to make stuff and be situated still in Malaysia or in Asia is a big thing. Because like the dream is I want to make it big in America. I want to go overseas and become a singer-songwriter, right? But now we're seeing in Singapore and Malaysia even like people, like the young kids can study music and make music and be like, I'm a Malaysian artist, I'm a Singaporean artist, right? that kind of shit didn't exist, man, back then. And I think as much as it may sound very, extravagant, but it's also part of the work that you guys have done. We've all contributed to it in small ways. We may not have been the one to lead the charge, but we've made steps that someone saw something and be like, I could do that. I could do it better, and they tried it. So that's something that I feel proud of. That we were part of that.
So do you go to schools and say all your dreams, right, is because of...
No.
You
When
don't.
I give talks, don't become a content creator. That's the truth. I tell them, guys, don't do it.
Don't do it.
I've had, my favorite interns that come into our company are the ones that learn that they don't like doing this. Those are my favorite stories.
Okay.
Yeah.
But that doesn't square with what you just said about wanting to inspire people.
So you inspire the ones that would stick out and last longer. Those ones if they are there for the passion. And hey, power to you, man. For everyone else, then do something that you would really be happy doing.
But I mean, that maybe points to how we talked about the Singapore-Malaysia scene quite different. At the Singapore scene, sometimes I feel like almost apologetic when people tell me, my kid really wants to be a YouTuber now.
You feel bad.
I feel like, wow.
I feel bad.
I mean, I know there's examples of YouTubers, but a lot of them have gone through very messy divorces or scandals or pedophilia, things like that.
Damn.
And it seems it seems like it's all intertwined. So I almost am like, wow, embarrassed to tell them, hey, you can create a career out of this or anything. How do you feel about it, Harish?
Damn.
Actually, I feel
being all three of those charges
as a veteran of jail, I actually feel not apologetic in the sense that what is more important to me is it's not easy, lah.
It's not. Bro.
Yeah, it's not. So I think that is the more important. If
what do you mean? It's important that it's not easy.
Like on online, you see so many people overnight, like millions of views, and immediately get like thousands of followers. That's just like really luck, lah. Like it's really luck, and a lot of the work that needs to go in needs to be over a long period of time, lah. And I think that is the thing that I feel people need to understand, especially if they're interested in this space, lah. I wouldn't feel apologetic yet. I wouldn't feel apologetic yet.
So, but would you be happy that we help to weed out these people who don't really want to do it now?
Oh, you mean weed out
what he was just saying?
I mean, we've had a couple of interns also who come and work with us and don't realize production, right? Yeah, when you're making videos, there's a lot of waiting.
Different game,
There's a lot of fucking waiting,
bro.
Right? And when it rained and I think at least once, I didn't expect production to be like, he was studying film, lah. Yeah. So
I feel bad for them. I genuinely feel bad for them.
You feel bad for them?
Yeah. Because it's the expectation versus reality, but in real life, right? Because you see this occupation, you see it's social media, lah. Like you see the best parts about it, but you don't see the bad parts about it.
I blame the school.
I blame the school.
I
blame the school.
Fuck the school, man.
Because the school knows that kids want to do this now. I push you this program.
But then don't tell you don't
tell you it sucks ass.
And then the saying, if you find something you love, you'll never work a day in your life.
All bullshit.
That's bullshit.
Yeah.
But what you're saying is that creating content sucks ass.
I think it's not so much creating content. I think there is intention, right? Is everything. I think it depends on what you're trying to do with it. If you're going in creating content that you are happy to say, I'm telling my story, I'm out. Like Harish, when it comes for you to cooking, I cook. I don't care if you like it. This is mine. Peace out. Right. If you're that kind of creator, if you are meant for that kind of scene, then you do that. That's the indie life for you, right? You don't care about anyone else, right? But unfortunately, I think a lot of people today define success by how many views or likes or shares you get, right? And oftentimes, it's not so much the ones that have a good message or has amazing creative ideas behind it. It's not that. It's just that it's someone showing their tits and ass, while riding a donkey, juggling fireballs. 100% viral there. And that kind of stuff. It's viral, but then people equate that to being a successful content creator. But what value do you actually bring to the table? If I put you on a panel and ask you how does that help with the just the general ecosystem for people in the creative field? I'm viral. That's probably what they can say, right? So
Yeah.
I think it's about intention, and then going in, what is it that you're trying to be? If you're being a content creator, what's the goal? What's the intention? Are you just trying to get numbers? If you want to get numbers, then of course, there's recipes for that. Just do that, right?
Yeah.
But if you're trying to stand out, if you're trying to make a name for yourself, to be someone who is creating something new and not just a repeat of everyone else, it's a different ballgame as well. Yeah. Then to me, it's like, wow, do you enjoy what you do? Are you good at it? Are you the best in the room? There's questions I would ask.
So, Terence, you would say it sucks.
No. But I think
It's not easy.
It's not easy. No, the business side of things and trying to make it work as a business is very different from trying to do whatever is creatively on your mind. Yeah. And then I think trying to balance the realities of living life in Singapore, high cost, everything, and high production costs and all these things with the whole business. Yeah.
You've got a kid.
Yeah, exactly.
And you got to plan that as well. Like how is...
You know what I'm not looking forward to? Is that conversation of like what you do for a living or what you should aspire to do for a living.
Correct.
Because we get the message a lot. A lot of kids want to create content these days. And the truth is, we're not the TikTok generation. So should we be encouraging them to, just put more shit on TikTok and like you said, show tits and ass and juggle a flaming dog or whatever it was.
I love that.
Right?
Yeah, not juggle a flaming dog, like you juggle while on the donkey.
Oh, while on the donkey.
Okay, if you can juggle a flaming dog, right? That is talent.
That is talent.
100%
Yeah.
viral. And the dog survives.
Yeah,
right?
and the dog survives.
It's a dog in a flame retardant suit, bro.
Juggle.
That's a talent. That's
Exactly.
a real talent.
Yeah.
That's like if someone can start a channel, like just juggling dogs in flame retardant suits, confirm viral.
100%. Yeah.
100%.
I respect that.
Yeah, you respect.
But it
That's
means
like-
your niece and everything. Do you talk to them about what?
They're a bit
what
young
you do?
for it still.
Okay.
Like they're not even like 5 yet. But you can see the creative gene running in Ming Han's daughter already. She's telling stories to her parents. She's coming up with stuff. Her imagination is wild. It runs in the family.
Really?
So I am just thinking like, oh wow, I wonder what that story is gonna play out.
Yeah.
Like is she gonna be like a creative, or is she gonna become a doctor or stuff like that? I want to see how that conversation plans out.
Has she watched your older videos or your new videos?
She's seen our videos, like because Ming and I, we've done a couple of like crazy songs this year for Chinese New Year and stuff. She can sing along to those songs. That's mad. Yeah, she's like, hey, that's daddy and uncle.
I see.
That's whack.
So you started off like YouTube, and then now you guys do content, like video content, podcasts and all.
Yeah.
But your latest foray, which is why you're in Singapore.
Yes, sir.
Because I mean, you came to Singapore not just wanting to meet us, lah. This is just to promote yourself, lah. Right?
I actually just wanted you to buy me food,
which I did already.
You did
already.
So
yeah.
I'm actually good already, bro.
You're good.
Hard stop,
yeah, bro. No. But yeah, I've been doing stand up since, I want to say, December last year. Stand-up comedy has been crazy. It's been something I wanted to do for the longest time. And I'm 100% sure that it's probably came up in our conversations while we were in London as well. Like I remember very clearly, you're like, bro, have you ever considered doing stand-up? And I get a lot of that from people even back in 2000, like early YouTube days. But it was never something that I wanted to... It's something that I held in such high regard that I was so scared to do it. So to me, like, I was happy just making YouTube videos, because like I don't need my YouTube videos got more views than like the stand-up comedians, right? So that was something that I just kind of like physically avoided for the longest time until last year. We shot a video with Hersey in KL, and it's for the Ming Thing. So we're talking about the old days and stuff like that. And Hersey's been doing stand-up for a couple of years now already. And Hersey has actually been one of the people who's been championing and said, Ming Yue, you need to do stand-up. Like at some point, you need to just get over the damn fear and do it yourself. And in December last year, he organized a slot for me at a show in Malaysia where he was also performing it. And I went on stage and I did my set. I think it was only like 4 minutes. It was 5 minutes. I did it in 4. I got on stage and I was like, yeah, finally after doing it, I don't know why I didn't start earlier. But I think it's an age thing. I think
but it felt natural. It felt natural.
It is... I say this unapologetically, right? It is the most natural thing I've done in my life.
Really?
Ever. Like I've made videos, I've acted, I've done music, right?
Yeah.
And every part of that has always been a question for myself. There's like, I'm always comparing myself to people, right? So it's something that I genuinely go through. Am I as good as this? I'm not going to be as good as this creator. I cannot, right? But when it came to stand up and doing shows and doing it like over the couple of past months now, it's something that I know for a fact this is something I'm undeniably good at. and I genuinely love it. Yeah. So that's why for me it's like, while I'm running, I better sprint, man.
So your first set already, you got the laughs and everything.
Yeah. I am very blessed to not have bombed so far. But I know, like Jason always says, there's gonna be a cake of shit with your name on it, and it will come.
And like what kind of jokes do you make, or what topics do you cover?
So my brand of humor is very observational humor. I think if like we draw it back to the sort of stuff that I've had in YouTube videos, like your accent come from where, how to eat, different ways to eat mashed potatoes. It's always observational humor brought to the extremes. It's always based in some sort of truth, and so that's where my sort of brand of comedy comes from. It's storytelling, but on crack. And crazy things that happen to me that I pick up and I notice about people, and then I just talk about it. So it's very conversational. I don't generally do a lot of sex jokes. I think they're very boring.
So your stage persona is very different from your real life persona?
Not really. Actually, I feel you would say that it's very how I am in real life also. Because you guys have spent time with me. Like we've been like in like one place for like a week, right? I don't think my stage persona is too far off from how I am in real life and my sort of like on social media sort of personality. It's a very interesting blend of all. Yeah.
So you don't have a stage name, like
I don't have a stage
Ming
name.
Yue.
No, it's still Ming Yue. I mean, I might call myself Magic Monkey for a bit.
Or Ming Yue lah.
Or Ming Yue, if I can't speak my name properly. But no, I think I might change my name for it if I feel like I need to differentiate stuff.
Yeah.
But at the current, in its current form, I don't feel that. Not yet.
Wait, so you're in Singapore to...
I'm in Singapore for 2 shows this weekend.
2 shows.
So tonight and then tomorrow night as well. And then I've got another show in November in
this
Singapore.
This is where you can plug away, bro.
Yeah. So I'm coming to Singapore a bit more to do stand-up. Both shows sold out so quickly that people have asked for like, hey, can we get more tickets? Is there any way to squeeze in? And I've asked the venues, and the venue's like, hey, sorry, man, this is like fire hazard level already. We cannot squeeze in more people. And so I really feel bad about it. So I'm planning to do a bit more visits into Singapore, hopefully every month or so. Because we're ramping up shows in KL as well.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's been mad. It's been so fast. And I've been extremely blessed. I'm standing on the shoulders of every stand-up comedian, of every entertainer that has been in Malaysia and Singapore, and I'm just there. Yeah.
Do you get that? Do you get any side eyes or dirty looks because?
100%, bro. 100%. This is something that I genuinely asked Hersey about as well. It's like, do you not get worried that like the OG comics or the stand-up comedians, they'd be like, wow, this bitches trying to jump on our turf now, right? Trying to cram our style. And like, you guys think you're funny on YouTube, and then now you want to funny in real life. I don't think everyone is funny in real life. I genuinely don't think that it's not replicable. Like if you are good and you're funny on social media, you may not actually be funny in real life.
Yeah.
And this is something that only people who've been on both sides would know, right? Like the people that you meet, like, they're funny on YouTube, on Instagram or TikTok, but then when you meet them in real life, there's zero right there, right? So that's one. The second thing is also, of course, like there's a ton of people who want us to fail. Because they're like, you guys come in, they're like selling out shows and shit, they think you're damn good and all that. But also, like in that same vein, it's just like, Hersey said this and I was like, actually, it makes sense. We may not have been doing stand-up for like the past 10 years, but we've been making YouTube videos for the past 10 years. And that has been our training ground as well. It's just that now, we've come to another gym to play. So that's how I'm viewing it as well. Because of course, I'm aware of the fact that there are people who are experienced in this arena, right? And I don't claim to be better than them. I claim to have my own flavor, and I think that's how you differentiate, like people in general, entertainers, right? So yeah, that's kind of like the mindset I'm having right now as I kind of navigate the space.
But how would you say the audiences are different in Malaysia and Singapore?
Singapore is so enthusiastic. I love Singapore. Like these guys, like you guys, I feel like maybe when I come over, I'm the mouthpiece for everyone who is like Malaysian and has who isn't sure that this is a great place to be. Like every time I come to Singapore, I always remind Singaporeans, actually, you guys, it's not so bad. Like if you guys feel like you're in a shit situation, turn your eyes to the up north and you'll see it. But no, I think the audience in Singapore have been very, very supportive. Also, I'm very aware of the fact that maybe a lot of these people today have watched our videos from the Ming Thing. So I do have that residual sort of like, oh, people know me from that era, and they see what it's like in person, in real life, on stage today, and I'm grateful for that. Because I mean, as much as we buried the hatchet for that one, people remember us for some of those videos. Wow. But Singapore audience, great, man. KL audience, hit or miss. We had a show in Penang, 2 nights of sold out shows, 400 packs, right? 400 packs plus, and then it was mad. I come back to KL. Just this week, I had a show in Publica. 3 people in the room.
Oh,
3 people.
It's wild, bro. It's wild times.
3? Why only 3? Like,
it was an open mic night.
Oh, okay.
And it's like new jokes, new comics. So people trying out stuff. And I was like, wow, this is a Tuesday night with 3 people in the room. It was tough. It was a tough crowd.
Wow.
But that's life. That's life.
But Malaysia has a big scene where you can go like every night to a different comedy club and find a chance to perform.
Oh, that's a great. I think it was bigger. Until okay. Jason, when you guys talked about the event, and a lot of like people were quite scared to do shows.
Oh, really? So
so that affected the stand-up scene quite a bit. So if everyone who has no idea what we're talking about, go watch a previous episode where Jason was on. It's good. But basically, what happened there was one of the most well-known comedy clubs shut down, and they weren't allowed to continue in any form or way. And then that kind of like sort of vacuum in the space. Only recently we've seen a couple of new shows pop up around, and that's where I started doing my shows with one of the newer ones as well. But compared to Malaysia, I think Singapore actually has a very big appreciation for stand-up. This is something I've learned only when I came over. Because like, in Malaysia, when we have sign-ups in the WhatsApp groups, like, they're like, hey, who wants to jump on an open mic this coming Friday? There'll be like 14 names at max, right? And then it's very easy for the organizer to cut like maybe like 7 out, or you have 7 people that night. In Singapore, I was in like the group chat for Lemon Stand, and any given time you say that, oh, there's open mic slots available now, put your name in, bro. It goes up to 50 people, bro.
Oh, really?
It's insane. It's insane, and it's packed. So that was my first time at Lemon Stand as well. There were international acts there, like people from China, from Taiwan. And in Singapore, there's like, oh, this is insane. I think there is appreciation in Singapore for it.
But the quality varies, lah. I mean, because we have been on those open mics and like,
you're just telling me about it.
Can't vouch for the quality of everyone, including ourselves. We were there also first time. I
love it.
That's what I was going to ask. Like, what do you enjoy about stand-up? Because stand-up, I won't deny that it's also on my bucket list. At some point, I want to be able to.
You definitely need to revisit it, bro.
Yeah,
I need you guys need to revisit it. I think maybe like. What I love about it is that it's from all the different facets of like all characters that I've had on social media and content. Stand-up is my most unfiltered version of myself. It's the most like real to me, right? And of course, like things are a lot more exaggerated and stuff. But what I love about it is something that all of the other mediums does not have, which is human interaction. Human interaction and the energy and just being able to converse with people, seeing their reactions. Is the biggest part about it for me. The fact that I can bring the gift of laughter to a group of people, even if it's just one dude. I mean, I say that very like, wow, what a sweet guy. But no, even in a room, and if only one person genuinely laughs, right, I'm happy I made your day, bro. Right? Tough crowds are, but and it's been difficult when you go in with an expectation for yourself. I think that one sets you up to die, right? But my favorite part about it really is to be able to share a laugh with someone, which is I think the reason why a lot of us started what we did on YouTube and creating content, right? Like you wanted to give someone a piece of entertainment, or to give them a reason to smile or laugh, or something to talk about. And I think to me that's basically it. Just to share a story that could, hopefully brighten up your day.
Do you see that as like a complete shift from what it was on YouTube, where oh yes, I got a lot of views. Wow, people LOL they posted emojis, but there's no, you don't really feel anything.
But whereas, I mean, because we never ventured into, because we didn't know what it was like, because we had no experience like on stage or whatever, right? Even at that time when you see people comment stuff, right, and they tell you, oh, this video made my day. Or like, wow, this one, like you guys have made like some feely stuff, right? whenever people post a comment like, "Oh, this one reminded me of my mom when I was younger," right? That kind of shit. You read through, you're like, "Wow, this." I didn't think it would reach anyone on that level.
Yeah.
But when it does, you're like, oh, then I'm grateful I did it. Right? I think stand up to me is also that. Yeah. And it's cool because like now I get to meet the people who have also either commented on some of my videos or, you know, oh, I've been watching you guys for a very long time kind of stuff. And I'm like, wow, damn, it's nice to see that you can come out and meet me or like, support the show. And that means a lot to me. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. Because I remember when we did stand-up comedy, I was it was nerve-wracking from start to finish. And I think I enjoyed it only after it was over. Like going up on stage, I was like, oh
That's
my god!
crack,
I think because I think it freaked me out if I don't get a laugh, which ultimately resulted in like not many laughs.
Understand.
Then I was like, oh shit, so
it's the space you set yourself up for.
It was nerve-wracking. And also we did one open mic and then it was immediately to a show. Then I was like, oh my god.
Mad, bro.
And I think in the middle, sometime during pandemic, we were like sort of like asked to perform as a duo or something alongside Kuma. You know,
that's mad.
Then we're like, oh, what do we do? Then we thought, okay, we're not ready to like do a stand-up show. Why don't we record a live podcast in front of everyone? And it went very well. Like sold out, everything.
Correct.
People loved it. And we're like, oh, okay. Like
that felt natural.
That felt natural to us. That like what you're saying about being natural. That felt natural to us. So the stand-up part was like, wow, that was like, wow, nerve-wracking, man.
Yeah.
And then I remember when we did the stand-up, it was 3 nights. The second night, I was doing the same set, right? Then there was another comedian on the lineup who I was making some joke about how being married to a Catholic as a non-Catholic is like. And then he stole jokes about his Catholic wife and all, which I mean is fair game. But then I was like, fuck, like, is it going to affect me? Then that fucked up my mind.
Okay. Yeah.
But it's fair game, right?
It's like battle arena.
It is quite, man. No joke.
It is because even before you go on set, everyone's in the green room, right? Which is just the room where everyone hangs out.
Yeah.
And even that, we were sitting there, I'm like...
Sussing each other out, right?
Yeah, then I'm like, but it can't be like this, right? It can't be that competitive, right?
No, it's not.
But so speaking of that, like how you know, a battleground it can seem, right? I also heard from different quarters that like all that, you know, the MH370 jokes and all that, they actually like quite divided the comedy scene in Malaysia as well.
Tristen Yeak. One of my favorite topics to talk about. I've done a set entirely just about her. Which I cannot repeat because like now it's old news, so nobody cares anymore.
I could barely remember her name actually.
Yeah.
But what happened during that period in the scene, like in the comedy scene?
It's just that I'll be honest with you, the people who made noise about it just because they wanted to post and be relevant. Malaysians don't give a shit, bro. We genuinely don't care. Like, I mean, not about MH370. That one is, of course, it's something that's sad. It's happened. It's unfortunate. Like, you know what's happened, and until now, there's no proper closure for it.
Correct.
It sucks ass.
Yeah.
I don't think, and this is why I say it on stage, I don't think the issue was that she poked fun at it. No. People have been poking fun at that at 9/11 for ages, right? It wasn't because she poked fun of it. It was the way that she talked about it. She set herself up by saying she hates Malaysia. She came in with like such an angry attitude about Malaysia and Malaysians that you had no choice but to hate her. And that's the unfortunate, because if she packaged that any other way, it would have been a killer joke. Because I mean, like, it's not like Malaysia are super sensitive about it. People are already making fun about, like, at that time, the Explorer submarine literally imploded, right?
Correct,
people were making fun about that the day off. So who's to say like, oh, it's too soon? I'm like, bro, we're making fun about the submarine today. It's not like you can't make the joke. You can make the joke, and of course, you know, in comedy clubs, everything's fair game. Everything's fair game, right? But it's the way that she set it up. And it's unfortunate, you know.
Our foreign minister Vivian Balakrishnan apologized publicly.
Apologized for Singaporeans, man.
And I'm like,
I was like, why
bro,
that was sad.
I think that made it bigger,
That definitely.
Like,
but the joke was also on Malaysia, because I made the joke and I said that, you know, our Malaysian authorities and police force, they were so angry about it. They're like, oh yeah, we're gonna contact Interpol. We're asking. So they made a press release statement. They're like, you know, as the Malaysian police, we have contacted Interpol. We've asked for their assist to help get Jocelyn Chia. I'm like, bro, that means they haven't agreed, you know. They are doing a press call to let you know they've asked for a favor. I'm like, don't tell us until the album drops, bro. Like, what kind of flex is that? Wait, bro. You only announce it. We're like, the Interpol is helping us track her down. No, you don't announce it. You wait till it's happening. Dumb,
It's like you ask someone out for a date, you know, they never say yes. You're like, yeah.
You're like, hey guys, I'm going on a date with like Taylor Swift. Like, so you asked, you didn't say yes.
I DM her, but
stupid. And then the even more stupid than that is that they would waste the resource looking for Jocelyn. Look for Joe Lau lah. Idiots. Malaysia really, it's an entertainment hub, bro.
So the Interpol priority list was like, okay,
you're like, hey,
Jocelyn,
Joe Lau, like, not important. We need to get Jocelyn Chia now.
Yeah,
like,
deprioritize.
Stupid, man. It's not like she owes your money.
For her, she got so much publicity.
She's the real winner here.
She's the winner.
She's the real winner. Yeah.
I mean, we laughed about it a lot, but I remember that time was almost like it was like a funeral like that. Everyone was so somber about it. So
and I did see some Malaysian comedians make videos saying, you know, this is not what Malaysians think, you know, Singapore, we love you.
It was quite interesting.
Weird,
It was quite interesting. I think, I mean, myself, I didn't feel like I needed to post up anything because I was like,
You didn't post anything on LinkedIn, you know?
No, nothing inspirational. Nothing came to mind.
Yeah, MH370 is not a joke.
Yeah,
and you write your 7 paragraphs.
It's rough lah. I mean, this kind of stuff, people, when you're bored you come up with stuff like this.
Yeah. But so I mean, like this stand-up thing, where do you see it going? You know?
Oh man, that's. I think for me, I'm definitely aiming big for this one. I've never publicly declared this, so this is my first time talking about it.
Exclusive.
I'm definitely planning on bringing this beyond Asia. So I'm looking at Australia, UK, US, looking to tour. I'm working really hard right now to write my hour.
Nice.
It's been a very fast game. I've been talking to experienced comedians, and they tell me you gotta work on it. You gotta write stuff that you're comfortable doing, and maybe that's the advantage of having done YouTube all these years, right? That I know, like, okay, I'm comfortable with this. I cannot keep doing the same set for 6 months. Right? Some of my friends who are comedians, like they do the same set for 6 months to a year because they want to be familiar with it. They want to really know the ins and outs. And I 100% agree with it. Like, with repetition comes perfection, and I understand that. But I also cannot do the same thing too long.
Correct.
I'm constantly looking for the next story to share, to tell. And I've only done about 10 or so shows now. But I've managed to write stuff that can get me to an hour if I had to do it now. But of course I wouldn't be proud of it, but you know, the goal is to always just get sharper and better at it, to work with the crowd, to feed off the energy. But the goal is definitely not to just stay in Malaysia or Singapore. It's to go beyond.
So what do you want us to hold you accountable for? Like,
check in with me again this time next year, and we'll see how far I've made progress. That's probably the
your
best
1
way.
hour, and like where outside of Asia you to work.
Yeah, correct.
And if you've incorporated juggling a burning dog into
Dude, there's a
juggling a
movie
burning
somewhere.
dog.
If you guys could do that, I want you to open a show.
I mean, Terrence has 2 dogs.
Oh yeah, juggling you need at least 2.
Juggling
Done
2 dogs,
and
All we need is the fire
and a donkey.
Not funny. Wow.
This one later gonna cancel.
No, there's a suit. There's a fire. What fire?
Retardant suit.
Fire retardant suit.
Correct.
Correct. But I think retard. You can't say retard.
It's a scientific term. Yes.
It's a fire.
You must say fast lah. Don't say it slowly.
Fire retardation.
Retardant.
Yeah,
You can say fireproof.
Fireproof.
That's rough, man.
Fireproof suit. So like, if people want to find out more about you, like where or like follow you on
the
social
name
media.
of the show. Okay, even though it's sold out, what's the name of the show? Where is it at? And all that?
So tonight it's just, I don't know what it is, at East Coast Comedy Club.
East Coast Comedy Club.
Crane Juchat. Yeah, so that's they've got open mics all week. They got comedy shows all week. These guys are like, I think, the #1 club in Singapore for comedy. Tomorrow night I'm doing a show at Lemon Stand Singapore. This is my second time there. Hopefully gonna be there a couple more times. Kumar is on this week as well. If I'm not wrong, last night or the night before. But it's a sweet place on Queen Street. Hopefully when I come back, I'll be able to announce a couple more shows. I'm looking to maybe do a bit more stuff with East Coast Comedy. So hopefully this year as well.
So then on social media, what's your handle?
On social media, you can find me at Mingasaur. That's Ming with the ASAUR, like a dinosaur. Mingasaur. Yeah, I have all my updates there. So there's like tickets and announcements for dates and all that kind of stuff.
So that's Instagram.
That's Instagram.
Are you on Twitter?
On Twitter,
TikTok?
it's also the same thing. On TikTok, it's also the same thing.
Okay.
Because I'm too lazy to have different handles.
Sick.
And wait, one more is like your podcast or whatever.
Oh yeah, you can check us out at the Takeaway Table. That's also on all the socials. You can check us out there. And then all the work is done by Blank Slate, which is our agency.
And if you want to see the OG Ming Yue,
the Ming Thing.
The Ming Thing.
The Ming Thing. We got stuff coming out there as well in the next few months.
Okay.
Different genre already.
Oh,
But
nice.
We're excited.
OnlyFans.
OnlyFans.
OnlyFans, I've not finished signing up.
Not finished
The
signing
bio, I keep trying to identify as a 21-year-old girl. It's
But
not
you
me.
got all the material, photos, all
everything
taken,
locked and
already.
Still
loaded,
working
bro.
hard. Still working hard.
Yeah, I've already pre-shot everything,
It's just
bro.
the bio lah.
It's just I can't decide which one to use as my profile picture.
He's about the hours worth of material.
Yeah, that's
We're working hard, man.
cool, man. Awesome. All right.
Yeah.
And then now we have the final segment, the one Shiok Thing, man.
Yes.
We briefed you before, so you
Yeah.
better have an answer.
Yeah, we have ours.
You guys have no
I need
mercy
to,
for me.
I need to pull up. Singapore, we always need to do homework.
Yeah.
You guys always need to do homework.
Always do homework.
So
okay.
the thing I want to share with you guys today.
Well, I was going to say we go first, but if you have something,
I'll
you go.
do it because
Yeah.
I think my one's very boring compared to all of you guys.
You do it, man.
My share for the day
Mm.
is I'm looking for the link. I'm looking for the channel's name. Shit. Give me a sec.
Sure.
You guys go first.
See?
Sorry.
Okay. Yeah, Terrence.
Okay. Mine is a YouTube video.
Nice.
By the Straits Times. It's titled "How Shanti Pereira Found Her Speed," and we've had Shanti Pereira. She's Singapore's sprint queen on our podcast before.
Damn.
But this video, she breaks down her technique and what helped her overcome the mental hurdle of being a sprinter.
That's crazy, bro.
Because they break down what the little technique that the coach taught her, how she could get out of the blocks faster, and like what was wrong in her stride before, and that's what helped her get over that thing. And she mentioned it briefly on a podcast about hammering the front leg down and all that.
Yeah.
Wow.
And here they talk about the science about it, like why you hammer your front leg and kick your other leg back, and how they use 2 pieces of tissue to help her get off the blocks faster.
Is it?
Yeah. There's a very interesting technique that the coach uses.
Wow.
Do
Bad
check it
stuff,
out.
bro.
Yeah.
That's
So
whack
now
stuff.
it makes me want to go and try like you go and put 2 tissue.
Like even when you're not a sprinter, right?
Yeah,
you
we
just
have a
wanna-
corridor outside our
go
office.
hammer. Yeah, we go
should-
hammer
yeah,
this
you
guy.
try.
Yeah,
We got tissue also. Yeah.
Shout out to Shanti, who's now in the Asian Games.
Shout out Shanti.
Yeah,
Hope
shout
we
out
win.
Shanti.
I hope so.
Yeah, I mean,
Over Malaysia.
she got a medal chance.
That's what she
She's
does.
the favorite.
Asian
Yeah,
Games,
yeah.
Asian Games.
Damn.
Yeah.
All right.
Harish, what about you?
My one Shiok thing is this Instagram account that I came across, and I'm not a fashionista or anything, but this account is quite interesting. It's this person who just shoots what people are wearing on the streets. I think it's anchored in New York, but it's just regular people who dress funky, and she just asks them to pose and take a photo, and it's interesting. You get New York, you walk down the street, you see some weird ass shit. So yeah, I thought, hey, this is one of those accounts that I feel is nice.
It's like what?
Nice.
Like ass and tits
No.
kind of thing. Or...
you just get fully clothed like
okay.
fashion lah.
Yeah, I
Fuck
thought
lah,
it's
you
an
think it's just
Instagram
focused on?
wormhole.
No.
Midnight, you're at the toilet bowl, that kind of thing.
No.
That's wild. That's wild, bro. That's my only
No man, yeah, it's like just
okay. It's
fashion
clean.
lah.
It's clean.
Yeah, pass.
Friendly
It's
for the family.
clean.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
anyhow.
Nice.
Yeah,
Nice. And what
okay.
is what's your
Mine's
one
not a
shoot?
link. Mine's a thing. So it's one of my guilty pleasures. Not guilty pleasures. It's one of the things that I enjoy doing in my downtime. It's called. I have been playing this trading card game called Flesh and Blood. So it's like you know like Pokemon and Magic, right? So Flesh and Blood is a newish card game. Is about 5 years plus now. It's from New Zealand. And what it is that if you love RPG games, MMORPG adventure games, you control a hero and you have a deck of cards and you play against an opponent with a hero as well, and you just get the opponent down to 0 life and you win. And it's been so much fun. I genuinely love this.
So
game.
you have to play face to face lah.
You can play online as well, but I mean it's a TCG, so it's trading cards and like you buy packs, you open.
You buy packs, you open, then you
but
sit.
it's fun as shit, man.
Then it's one-on-one battles.
One-on-one, and then of course there are other modes where you play with like more people as well. Yeah. So but it's been something that I've been very passionate about. I played semi-competitively.
Okay.
Yeah. It's great. I mean, if you guys like games, especially trading card games, or if you like World of Warcraft, Ragnarok, MapleStory, and you want to play that in like card form, go check it out. It's called Flesh and Blood.
Walao. So you always carry like a deck, pack of cards with you?
I would if I had more time in Singapore. I would have brought my deck over to play, but
And you just on the street, you're like,
not on the street. I mean, there are a lot of there's a lot of card stores in Singapore that have it. Singapore, amazing community for it. Very, very good players. Some of the best in the world from Singapore.
Oh, serious?
For reals. Elliot is actually a damn good player.
Oh, yeah.
Really? Elliot, yeah, Three Potatoes.
Three Potatoes. Elliot is one of he's part of our content team for it. But Elliot is such a good player. He's insane. It's scary how good he is.
Oh, really?
His mind is like,
Wait,
he looks at a...
What do you mean it's part of your content
So
team
we have a gaming channel called One Two Juice, and we create content for Flesh and Blood as well. Elliot's part of the group, and whenever there's new cards or new sets or new heroes, Elliot comes in and we talk about it. And then we build decks together.
Wow.
Elliot's crazy. It's genuinely insane. Yeah.
Walao,
It's a cool game. Flesh and Blood. I'll talk to you guys about it after this.
Nice.
Fun as shit.
Awesome,
Cool.
man. Yo, thanks so much for stopping by, man.
It was so good to see you guys.
Yeah, it was a long time coming.
Man.
And next time, if you got a new show when you're doing your world tour or something,
don't forget.
You better come here.
Inshallah. I remember,
power. All right, man. All right, everyone. Thanks for listening. Go show Ming Yue some love.
Thank you.
Yeah, and we'll talk to y'all soon.
Kiss, kiss.
Kiss, kiss.